Kyle, they rushed for 5 touchdowns today. I think they're fair to say a lot of missed tackles, just kind of from the whole unit. What do you think caused so much issue for you guys bringing the ball carriers down today?
Honestly, we knew that they were going to be really good backs. And they have a lot of talent in the backfield. I mean, once we get to the Pac-12 play, that kind of just becomes a staple of what we're going to see week in and week out is high talent in the backfield. And, that comes with having to tackle low, kill the motors. We talk about it in a lot of our meetings is getting low, killing the motors, and just keeping leverage, keeping cups, making sure guys are staying on the right side of where they're supposed to, Defense is all about leverage and keeping people where you want to keep them. And when you don't keep them where you're supposed to keep them, that's when bad things happen.
Last week, you guys were on the field for, I think, 98 snaps, which was because of a lot of the turnovers on the offensive part. Today, I'm not sure what that number is, but what kind of impact do you think that had on you guys' effort today?
Honestly, we try not to think about it because for them, for this game, it doesn't matter. I mean, you could sit there and say, oh, we played how many? Yeah, like you said, 98 snaps last week, but Arizona doesn't care. And they didn't care. That's how they attacked us. They didn't care. They're not going to take it easy on us because they had a hard game last week. We got to be able to rise to the occasion. Defense, it's a mentality, it's ownership, it's taking control of what we can control. And if we want to play less plays on defense, we got to get them off the field.
Kyle, I mean, early on there was some mistakes from you guys on both sides of the ball that kind of led to some scores for them. I mean, how does that affect you guys when they get some momentum early on that way in a game?
Well, I think it makes us all look at each other and really you got to look to your guy to your left and you look to the guy to your right and say, all right, it's time to hunker in. Obviously we talk about we'd love to be the guys that swing first, but sometimes in fights that's just not how it happens. You're going to get punched first every now and then. And when that does happen, it's not time to panic. It's time to rely on what we know, rely on the teaching, rely on the coaching, and just execute our job at a fundamental level.
Kyle, it's a second loss, but it's a lopsided loss. What do you take from that, or how can you take from that, I guess?
Well, I think there's a lot to learn from it. Obviously, as defense, like we talked about, the missed tackles, we got to that's a big emphasis for us. I think we've struggled a little bit with the run game, and I think at linebacker, I take that really personally. Missed tackles, I know I had a couple today, and I'll own up to that, and I take that very personally, knowing that that's going to be a way that teams will try to attack us. And like we said, with the talent we're going to be facing going ahead the rest of the season, that's something we have to get fixed. So